We are roguing out hardcore today, which is nothing new for propaganda fans and me alike. I've been asked to play a Breathless Knight build for, I think, since this card was debuted. So, Nichols in the house, the best time at work again. All right, I love it. Love playing hooky while playing some Pauper, or at least watching me play some Pauper. So I've been going back and forth with Pauper Tim on this list, and kind of just went off my own route, and then he kind of informed me that where I ended up was almost where he started. So who's to know if this is a good build or not? I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's definitely not like you're not going to 5-0 with this list. It's, that being said, it's really tailored towards the metagame right now and the big 5/5 fishes and stuff like that. Whoa, we got all kinds of people in the chat. Quadracot. Yes, Breathless Knight. Yeah, see, go. Nightsky Mimic. Yeah. I obviously started with 4 of these, and I found that I only liked them mid to late game. Now, obviously, on turn 3, after this dude's out, you can have that 4/4 swing, and then it's usually turned off. And I didn't really want to go too far down this route, so I needed some room for some of the tech that we've got in here, and I actually went with only 2 of these because I've just been treating them that way for a bit here. Anyway, we have 19 lands. There's 4 vaults, 5 swamps, 4 barrens, 2 basilicas, and the bridge for mostly Ponza. That deck can, if it gets a jump on any deck, I think you almost, if you're playing 2 colors or more, I really think you should always have at least one indestructible land, just so they don't completely shut you out and you can get out of it easily with, not easily. There's hope with the curve this low. So we have 1 Persistent Specimen. Let me just get back to the card. Breathless Knight's what this deck's built around. However, I didn't want to go too all in because it is we do have 4 Deadly Disputes and 4 Village Rites, but there are going to be games when you don't see it, and so I needed to win anyway. And against like Golgotha Burn and stuff, I felt like this early aggro with life gain was a really nice option, and then obviously this later on with this, it just gets ginormous. Our Unearth package is at the 4. We've got 3 Angelic Renewals, 3 of the new Recommission. Look at this. It's week 1 of the Brothers War, and I'm actually playing a new card. So 4 is a bit much on this one, but I think 3 is all right. I might even go down as low as 2. But anyway, first time chatter from PCM 975. All right. I'm glad to have you with us here. So yeah, we're going to... Andrea Mascheroni needs some help there. Maybe one of our mods can assist you if need be. Shirazamon or Nim Chimpskey in the house. So we got Persistent Specimen, which triggers this. We've got Dregscape Zombie, which is really a really unsung hero in this list. Obviously, it trips this, but it's so good with Deadly Dispute and then bringing it back and bringing it back and bringing it back and sacking it to this and having all kinds of fun. So yeah, without further ado, we've got the only reason this deck appears to be competitive is because we have the 3 Crypt Rats, 2 Fleshbag tech that if I'm running swamps, I almost always try to fit this in here. In our sideboard, we've got 2 Dawnbringer Clerics, 1 Lone Missionary, 3 Cast Down for the spot removals that we need, because we do have Fleshbags and Sweepers, but we don't have much spotted removal. 3 Macabre, 1 more Fleshbag, 1 more Crypt Rat, and all 4 Dust to Dust, because I still really respect Affinity. And with that being said, we're just going to run on over here and hope that we have some good games and not too grindy, because this thing can get kind of grindy, but I hope that he didn't bring in a mirror match. This would be kind of boring. All right, let's see what we can do here. Hiya! This looks like Chittering Rat's deck if there ever was one. I will almost never play that card. Okay, well, I've got 1 land too many by the math equations, and I'm rewarded with a 0. We'll mulligan this. Boop. And we get 1 land here. We do have the little combo, and we are on the draw. Let's keep. I'll throw back a fleshy. Like I said, 17, 18 lands good. I run 19. I had 20 at one point. We shall see. Yeah, I was hoping this wasn't going to happen. This isn't the his build versus my build. Let's see how this goes. Playing advantage definitely goes to Orange Mitten on this one. Like I said, I've only had about 2 days of tinkering with this one. Had a lot last night, and just a lot of fun. It's a nice... Did he have to keep a 1 land or 2? This will be interesting. There's not too much removal in his list if I remember right, but we shall see. Here we are. Oh, and I've got a new... next week we'll have, or probably later tonight, we'll have a new MTG spoof based on Saruf's Companion. Come on. Oh, dang it. Oh, well. We're stuck, but we at least got this life combo here. Start getting in with 4. Keeping it honest until we can do something about it. Bonk. Here we go. That doesn't do too much, but yeah, so you're going to get 2 looks at this style of deck. Like I said, nothing against Orange Mitten or Pauper Tim as you know him in the chat, but it just wasn't speaking to me, that list. It just it felt more like a forcing Breathless Knight. Now I'm always of the there's Recommission out of the gates. So for the tech of not like making this mono black, right? I always hate when people see these symbols and they go, oh, I got to play black white. You don't, but in this case we are, because we're playing Recommission and the Breathless Knight. Not too many ways around it. My goodness, this is deck's just really, we mulligan from no lands to 1 land, and now we've got this. So at least we're not going to get run over by life gain, but they're gaining life too, so that kind of stinks. Yeah, Edge of Divinity against certain decks, it can really shut the door fast. You got to have the answer right now. Whole lot of card. A lot of people don't know about it. It's pretty old school. Yep. And on that little witch, it's pretty awesome. But like I said, this is kind of my Kuldotha whatever answer. I don't think the veteran against decks that it really matters, like when you really want to be gaining some life, gets there fast enough. I know it's a little bit more. Oh, come on, list. This is so ridiculous. Stuck on 1 land. Oh, well. Let's see. I think our first play, once we get a land, I'm sure we'll get a tap land too when it comes out, right? He's probably got the what do you call the 2/0, and then yeah, when it dies, it comes back. Okay, that's cool. Bonk. We trade here. That almost made my cut. The stamina with the 2/0. I like more set and forget answers like Angelic Renewal. And then when something's happened, they can be more proactive with Recommission as opposed to waiting back with always keeping a mana open and stuff, which is proving to be difficult right now, isn't it? Because we're stuck on 1 land. BCM95 says, I love building decks with older cards. Forgot how awesome flashback cards were. Oh, yeah. Old school MTG. Yeah, if you follow us on YouTube's community tab, my wife found this really interesting article that some MTG analyst was talking about what we've been saying for years here on Propaganda, and a lot of you in the chat, that there's just too many sets coming out, and they're down, like Hasbro itself is down like 50%, or it's just a crazy number. And they admit that Magic is their cash cow. It's like it's their little sacred, this is what makes us all the money. And boy, we're both screwed. At least he's got 2 though. And that was the big thing the analyst came up with. He was just like, they're flooding the market. They're, masking it with this nostalgia look that everybody likes, but it kind of cheapens the old ones. And there's just flooding the market. It's just economics 101. Am I wrong, or is there a new instant like stamina? Oh, yeah. There are so many instants, Andrea Mastroni. It's just, I think there's probably 12 black instants that do that. So, all right, well, we're not going to get lands. We can at least just stay in the race. I don't like where we're at here. I really like Deadly Disputing Dregscape Zombies. And then, waiting for him to power up the Knight. But gosh, what is this, turn 6 and we haven't drawn another land? This is ridiculous. I'd expect nothing less from streaming round 1, right? The Edge of Divinity is keeping us in this. We'd be long dead without it. Let's get in his Knight online finally. Oh, nope. Dang it. Yeah, we got those 2. Now, what does he get rid of? I usually target the Fleshbag. And yes, before anybody says so in chat or on YouTube otherwise, I will point you to this time-stamped admission that Beck and Apparition's a good card, but when it counts, I really want Faerie Macabre. I understand that it triggers the 2 dudes that we've got. I knew it. I just knew it. MTG Online, thanks so much. Just here's a tap land. All right, well, at least we'll be online. Now, I believe the correct play, we're not going to be in too big a trouble here, but I believe the correct play might be just get out a zombie. Can dispute it. Even bring out an Angelic Renewal. Okay, their Knight's online. We've got some Fleshbags ourselves. We'll bring this out. I do like to maximize my mana, but we've seen 1 Fleshbag. There might be another. Or I could kill it with a dispute and then bring it back. So let us play the zombie out. I really like to maximize my mana, but at this point we'll just pretend like we have a Village Rites. Ashenhod's Transmigrants, as Quadricat. Yes. Once upon a time I made some kitchen table stuff with Ashenhod's Yeah. Yeah. That's I know the card. It turns it into an artifact and gives it a +1/1 if I'm not mistaken. I think that's what it rolls like. Speaking of getting rolled, that Breathless Knight's going to be doing some work. Alrighty. We can block the flesh. Let's block it. I'll gain a life. We turn that off. Bit of a slow roll here. Thank goodness for those hags, right? I think we'd be in like 8 or 9 life by now. Alrighty. Well, we have some goods here. I could simply just recommission the could recommission the Dregscape Zombie. That'd be interesting. Let's do that just for the Village Rites aspect. Then we get multiple activations out of the goods here. I'm just gonna. I promise next turn we'll be doing some stuff. Right now, this is just mana setup for missing 7 turns of mana acceleration, right? Dregscape Zombie makes any edict effects seem very waste of time-ish. And down it comes. That's fine with me. My guy will come back. Now do you lose the fleshbag, or what are we losing here? Cool. Yield through this turn. That knight's getting huge. We need to find one of our Fleshbag Marauders. Gonna have to get our life total online pretty quick. We're taking Sarah Angel damage. Alright, that'll help. Now, 1, 2, 3. If we can untap, that would be good. I do believe we're really going to want this to come online pretty soon. Let me bring out Renewal. And then we'll play our knight. That way, if he's got another fleshbag trick, we can at least activate. Oh, check this out. Cool. Bye-bye, Renewal. Cathar Commando. Very underplayed card. It's nice to see. Yeah, Orzhov doesn't have to always be, or Orzhov, I'm not quite sure how you say it. It doesn't always have to be Pestilence builds. There's a very, what would you call it, sturdy mid-range deck that I've seen that doesn't have any Pestilence. It's all good stuff. All right, this is getting a bit old. We will recommission that. We might be able to pull this one off. That fleshbag's really doing some work, though. That's usually my game, but it's frustrating to have it against you. So we could Crypt Rat, commission. Really want a basic to be pulled up here. So we take 6. All right. And away we go. Alrighty. Now keep in mind, this is when you cast the spell. So if you use Unearth or something, it doesn't count it as the thing. I don't know if that makes any sense. Alright, our Divinity's gone. To stay back in this game, I'm going to have to do that. I don't think they have any blank tricks, but just in case they do, I'm going to rock... yeah, I'll rock the rat. Just so we can get out of jail free sort of thing. I'm going to be taking 5. I'll recommission the knight. That'll come into play with a little boost. Boop. Instantly a 4/4. Thank you, commission. That's a pretty good deal for 2 mana, right? A 4/4 flying lifelink. I like it. Problem is, we're going to have another one of those tricks if our knight's going to survive this Crypt Rat here. Or I could always block and then activate, I guess. We just need, this is one of those games where we just need that turn of, you know, doing nothing. So we can just replenish the mana and get, but he's got us up against the ropes. We're taking shots. The guy's about to throw the towel in, like Rocky IV style, right? Quadratic Hawk. I like that name. You know, we haven't seen Ayakuba in quite a while. That was always one of my favorite usernames. Boink. Pop. Let's go. Been really liking the Peripheral on Amazon Prime. Comes out every Friday. Very cool. Okay, we're kind of screwed here. Obviously, we take out the rat. Now, if we can draw an Unearth of our own, we'll be all right, but... Okay. Don't get me wrong, the Luminous Phantom and the flip side of it has definitely been gaining them some life, but it's mostly been on the back of that Breathless Knight. As we take 6. Damn. I hope they don't have Village Rites. They could sack in response, and then we don't gain any of our life back, so... Oh, Ketra's name? Yeah, we don't have too many zombies, though. I don't think enough to warrant that. Alrighty, that's pretty cool. Can we even survive, though? Now, hold on a minute here. We can unearth a Dregscape Zombie, which will make this a 5/5. We're going to need a blocker, though. This is a tough decision tree. I mean, obviously, we can power out the rats, hit for 1. And then what? We just block, sack, and don't even attack? It feels... Yeah, we can't do the 1 until we get our life back here. Yeah, Rat's plan's out of the equation right now. Let me bring the zombie back from the yard here. That'll do that. Let me Village Rites it right now. Alright, we still got 2 goes. This is really maddening. I can't, just a swing out just kills me here, but I have to gain the life right now. Yeah, he's got us. There's not much we can do here. Especially if they Village Rites. That'd be brutal. All right. Maybe I'll bluff that we have an option in making this fly, right? Come at me with everything. Yeah, this one's gone. I'm not even going to waste the time here because we're down 2 minutes on time. So he gets the first one. Mirror. Yeah. All right. I'm actually going to just take out 1 Marauder, 1 Rat. I want to bring in all my cast downs. I've got 1-for-1 answers there. I'm wondering if I want to bring in Macabres too. Be nice to have the option there. We can always cast them. Persistent Specimen. There's not that big of stuff coming at us. This is really good for 5/5s and to keep triggering Breathless Knight over and over again. But oftentimes games 2 and 3, I take it out against lists that don't have that. You know, their big creature is a flyer, and so it's not going to be doing too much there. He's kind of going all in on that. I'm going to lose all of these just so it completely negates any sort of shenanigans with his commando there. I think I like this. We still got 2 sweepers and a Fleshbag, but we're mostly going old school, or new school, I should say, with Cast Down. You know, the Omen Skyfisher package doesn't trigger the Knight, and that was definitely in the first couple looks that I had, but I ended up going this route. Yeah, I took a lot of notes on what Pauper Tim said was beating him a lot, and was like, well, I don't want to fall victim to that and just start over. I'm gonna build it this way, and then immediately have at least that. I mean, look at the curve, right? There's a lot of 1-drops here. Alrighty. It's one of the few times I like the new artwork more than the old one. Old one was, I don't know, just it's a little fat and sloppy to me. Yeah, we got Thanksgiving next weekend here in the States. Get to see my oldest boy come home, Mr. Military Man. Pauper Akbar, it's been a while. Good to see you, my friend. We're waiting for Pauper Tim, to also known as the Orange Mitten, to do his thing. Nose is tickled. All right. Let's see if this fares any better. Boop. Boop. Hey, look, we have lands. Way too many this time. Mulligan. Can't believe this. 1 land. Did we learn our lesson? What did we draw 7 turns before we had another one? Mulligan this. Can I just get 2 lands? Thank you. That's fine. Throw this back. You know what? I'm going to throw out the rights. I just got a sneaking suspicion that we are just going to be completely locked up at 3 mana, and if I get rid of that 3rd one, it's going to have no plays. Yeah, Quadratic Hawk, I hear you. We're flooded, then nothing, and then this, so we haven't had a really good keep in a while here, but at least we got an early Breathless Knight. One of the cool things about this list, too, or this style, is that if you build it right, you don't really care if your Breathless Knights die early. You almost want them to, because then you have more targets to bring back with. They usually get in for, 4 to 6, and that's quite a swing when you activate the lifelink on the other side. Getting some good value there. Now, outside of the Hag early play, I kind of like the mana base where I've got it here. A lot more duels than regular, so no surprise what we're casting. Bloop. There we go. That's when you almost hope it dies, because Recommission is going to bring it back as a 4/4. The Breathless Knight activates, and so does Recommission. Now, it's the card that really got me excited about the Brothers' War. I was like, oh, cool. All right, he's obviously got the 2/0. So, might have been fun there to block, but whatever. Okay. That dude is doing some work. All right. Fleshbag, the Edict on a Stick. I tells you. I'm just going to cast it from hand. Do it again. It would be really nice to have a 7-card hand in one of these games, but the fates have seen otherwise. Oh, you don't. You can easily go with, as far as the Dust to Dust question there, Quadratic Hawk, that's just there in theory. If we run up against what. Let this guy in. But yeah, you can run a Revoke Existence, 4 of those. Sometimes even better, even quicker. It's like a Pithing Needle. Dust to Dust is more of a sledgehammer. Kind of just a creature hoser, Boy, Orange Mitten, you are getting me frustrated here. This is not how I wanted to start the day. Down it goes. Yeah, Dust to Dust, not all that necessary, unless just affinities just in every metagame, if you like this style. Outside of those, this is a pretty cheap little list. That's what I was hoping for. I mean, those cards are never dead, but I took our enchantment package out outside of the edge. In the graveyard tech. That's a good pull there. That's probably better to bring in than my Macabre, so I should probably do that too. All right. Well, we at least got some abilities here. We'll pull this out, and then we'll drop the Gwyllion, or whatever you... Gwyllion? I'm not even sure how you would say that. Let's play it for white, shall we? Sound like Bob Ross here. That's a 2-mana 7/7. Well, it'll end up costing 3, you're right. After I slap an edge on it, but... got such a big target on its back, I might not want to do that. It's nice to have the Deadly Dispute here, though. Kind of a race to see who gets their knight online first in a mirror. I doubt you're ever going to have a mirror matchup, but you saw how quick Pauper Tim was on the poll there. It was just like, I'm joining. I think he knew the show start time and was just probably waiting. Oh, man. Brutal. Double death. Choose a creature. Marauder comes back and does it again. Well, if this is showing us anything, it's Marauder's a damn fine card. Boop. As he comes over for 4. We're going to have to sack our own land if this keeps up. Like I said, it would have been nice if we were able to keep a 7 or had one of the zombie draws, right? This stage, I'm just going to pull this off now. Let's get something going. All right. We'll do this to the knight. Here he comes, baby. At some point, they can't have any more tricks, can they? It's getting ridiculous. I'll hold off on that edge, see if this thing lives. He's probably got Fleshbag number 92 in his hand. No, it's not Boggles. I was going to find something to bring the other Fleshbag back. If we get to a game 3. Yeah, I'm going to probably bring back in another Flesh and our own Dawnbringer Cleric. Just for that spot removal in the yard. Wee bit important. Spooky Boggles. Yeah, that'd be a good name for it. Okay, there's that. God, we're at 11 already. 3 damage is a thing. Just want to draw a creature here. Thanks, deck. Love when you listen. I'm getting bitter already. Listen to me. Let's go. All aboard, if it can hit. It's a shame that Sacred Cat doesn't work with Knight. Yeah. Okay. I have a 1-for-1 here. I'll gain the 3 back. I thought of playing Cry of Contrition too, if one of our mods can bring that up. Another old school card a lot of people don't know. Get a lot of 2-for-1s. I was noticing so many similarities to the Trinket show last week. You know, we've obviously got the Unearth package, the Fleshbag, the Crypt Rats, and not so much of a toolbox effect, but it's definitely adjacent. What about the food-eating cat? Oh, I haven't looked into that quadratic cock. Most times I don't miss cards, but I missed that one. I'm not quite sure the wording, if it triggers Knight. There's so many things I thought would work with Knight. When I played them, I was like, oh, my bad. That doesn't work. All right, can we please get a creature out? Cast this. The only thing we've got. This is sad, but it'll at least stop their, you-know-what from hurting us over and over again. They can hit us for 4. We can gain 5. Feels pretty good. I'm just going to keep Mystery Swamp in our hand. Mana's fine. Love being able to pick on my lands when I'm a little bit flooded with a Deadly Dispute. Very strong option. He so obviously has that supernatural stamina or whatever the card is. One of many that keeps bringing things back. Sacrifice of food from your graveyard to the battlefield. It would work, wouldn't it? Yeah, late to dinner is a bit too high of a cost, especially since we've got the other options, you know. I don't know, other than the Cathar, I'm just going to I don't know. Would he really want to... Yeah, I'm just going to keep this back. I can see an option there where, you know, the Cathar comes down, blocks, and then we unearth a Fleshbag, or he just plays another one. I don't know how many he has total after sideboarding. His list is very fluid, ongoing. So far, I mean, we've gotten really screwed in our opening draws, but so far Pauper Tim's played a Village Rites. We played a Deadly. That's pretty even. For some reason, I thought we were way ahead on the card draw, but actually, they're 5 cards up. Yeah, you could obviously run the Ginger Brute. I know that's a food. Attacking with food. Thanks a lot, deck. It's so nice to get screwed and then flooded in repeating patterns, right? Somebody's better. Plenty of land. Can we draw something of value? I think that's the 3rd land in a row we played, but it looks like it's happening to Pauper Tim too. Yeah, I had an Ash Barrens package and a few cutesy, like the, what is that, Holdout, whatever, the new Underground City Evolving Wilds, where you gain 1 life and get a swamp or a plain, but in the end, I always wanted to be able to make black, because outside of a Recommission or the Breathless Knight, this is a mono black list, so there. I lean a little too heavy on the... Okay, that's cool. All right, now I will attack with both. He's got an answer for the Nip. We'll be able to recommission it. Hiya! What's going down? Artwork's pretty cool on that too. Oh, my favorite card from the Brothers War set is actually the new Springleaf Drum, but the old Seb McKinnon art frame with the archaic looking, you know, old school artifact shell. I love it. I was like, yes, please. Okay. It's gonna sacrifice his own dude, I guess. Twice. This will suck. We lose our team. Yep. But we do have recommission, so that feels pretty good. We'll lose this. Has he got another... oh, he's hellbent. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, that's sloppy, but we'll do it. Bloop. I don't want to bring back the Goldmire Bridge. I will bring back this, though. Thank you very much. And that just does so much, right? We get a counter there, counter there. That's a lot for 2 mana. Recommission's pretty valuable. I mean, imagine a Skyfisher being a 3/4. That's so brutal. Screw Flood, Ultra Volcarine. That is exactly the song I'm humming to myself. I can't believe we got there, but we did. Off to game 3. I think Pauper Tim, if I was to guess, may have overboarded a little bit there. Got a little too cutesy. I'm gonna bring in the Clerics, lose the Macabre. Macabre's just gonna sit in our hand. Clerics can be active and do stuff, so a lot better call. I'm glad I didn't draw the Macabre there. Would have been very frustrating. Yeah, I'll bring in another. I like this plan. We got 2 flesh. I like the 2/2 sweeper here. We've got the cast down still. Let's do our superstitious shuffle where we put the knight on top of a Barrens and then follow it up with a recommission. This is never lost in the history of Magic. Wink, wink. Off we go. Well, at least we didn't get O2'd. As I said last week, I made some screw-ups this week. The deck is just like, come on, can we keep a 7, please? Pauper Tim's a great player. I don't want to just fold. We're a bit flooded, but we've got removal and we've got part of our thing, so we'll keep. I mean, I'm sure he's got all kinds of ways to kill that, so we'll probably wait till turn 4 so we can Village Rites it in response. lead off with the bridge, unless we see something more delicious. Whoop. Yeah, at the mana count where it's at, we usually have the option to play out a turn 1 spell, usually the Hag, if we've got that little 4/4 lifelink combo with Edge of Divinity. If not, just make your mana get right. It's all good. Reported for mana weaving, says Carfaker. Yeah. Where was that last game? I thought he almost took out that tech, right? Dawnbringer Cleric. I'll wait on you a little while, my friend. We've got an Unearth, so I'm just going to play the Barrens here. Slow roll a little bit. I'd like to get a better target for that Cleric. Although, with you-know-who jumping around the Fleshbag, I think might be a good call. Or we could nab the veteran now, if he doesn't bring it back right now. Village Rites. What do we have here? Trespasser's Curse. Shouldn't be too big of a deal. I am going to probably cleric the... let me do that now. I don't really mind that Trespasser's Curse. I'll cleric the veteran. Boink. Yeah, we'll probably... I don't know. Should we wait on the rights? We've got plenty of cards. Yeah, probably bring out the Knight. It's nice having that cast down in our hand. It feels pretty good. Okay. Now in this scenario, I might want to Village Rites now, bring back the Cleric, kill the Renewal. Or do we just go aggro? Regardless, we want to hit first. Attack. Whoa. Yeah, we'll bring out the Knight and just sit back on rights. I foresee a Fleshbag Marauder coming back like 3 times this turn. But we can at least get some cards out of it. We've got Unearth on board. We don't go too wide to really worry about the Trespasser's Curse. It's an annoyance. I don't think it's a I don't know, top tier threat right now. His deck might be hurt a little bit more by it. It goes a little bit wider with a lot more like smaller token critters. Boy, I've been sneezing the last day. I was like, oh, I hope I'm not coming down with something. It's been years since I've been sick. I base it on not being afraid to have germs in my life. I drop something on the ground, I eat it. I'm not finicky that way. I think there's a reason when you find like the poorer nations and stuff, how their immune systems are so robust. It's like, yes, because they're kind of actively working them out, right? All right, let's Village Rites here. You know, he could have a tragic slip. I'm going to risk it. Tragic slip. I knew it. That's fine. We still draw 2 cards. Our Unearth target changes, though. Hey, maybe it doesn't. This is cool. Right when you think there's too many good things, I come back with another one. All right, let's see. We can do all kinds of stuff here. Should we just go crazy? We'll bring this out. We'll unearth the Cleric. We'll destroy the Renewal. Then I'll recommission. Oh, boy, did I do that in the wrong order. Should have brought out the Knight first. He'd have an extra counter. I was just afraid of some sort of like kill trick, right? With I guess we've already seen a tragic slip, so little mini punt there. Darn it. Oh well. We still have Cast Down, and we've got Crypt Rats. Feeling pretty good right now about now. Go crazy! Calculated misplay. I like your style, Quadratic Hawk. You got my back. I appreciate it. There was a very, very old text that I found in the attic of one of my mom's friends' places. It was a tap dancing manual from like 1912. Smelled of just crusted old age and dusty attics. It was awesome. I still have it, but it's in a Ziploc bag and like, you know, don't want to ever lose it. But it has all these ads from the turn of the century, and you could like mail away for a turtle. They would just mail you a living turtle for 5 cents in a box, and hopefully it arrived alive, right? And they had guns for sale for like 45 cents. I mean, it's just crazy what you could order. But one of them was a liar's license. Speaking of, I'm getting around to Quadratic's calculated misplay comment there. And it said, for those who put such importance on the truth that they don't waste it on everyday affairs. I love the way that was written. Sound like something Pratchett would write. Okay. Going crazy. I guess we haven't really seen any Crypt Rat game out of them, so I'm going to bring out our dude here. Bloop, bloop. We'll rock like this. And I believe we're just going to attack with everything, right? Go like this. Got to watch out for stuff dying. You know what? I don't want him to gain the life. I'm going to rights here. Bloop, our own guy. Splat. Cool. Now we've got our own dude on board, right? I believe I'm going to just sit on Cast Down and Dispute. Yeah. Yeah, that's the ticket. What do we have here? Deadly Dispute of his own. Ooh, okay. Alrighty. Let's do this. Feels like we've got him on the run here. 8 minutes to 8 minutes. 2 different ways to build it. I haven't paid attention those first 2 games if Pauper Tim was getting mana screwed as badly as we were, or flooded in some scenarios. Or I mean, if he kept 7 each game. I was so bitter about how bad our draws were. Like I said, that makes sense if you skimp on mana, but I didn't. I think I'm running one more land than Pauper Tim's build, at least the one he sent me yesterday around this time. When it dies, return it to the battlefield. Okay. Probably going to kill my Nightsky Mimic. I'm not too worried about that. We can just Deadly Dispute it. Cool, cool. What's going down? Let's see. Yeah. It's more of a distraction at this point. This Nightsky Mimic. Still could have or draw into Tragic Slip. That would be unfortunate, but we do have the Unearth we just pulled, so that feels a little bit better. We've got Dregscape Zombie going to be doing 3 damage technically because it's going to trigger the Knight and hit for 2 haste. I was hoping to dispute it, EOT, so we don't just lose it to the Ether, but it looks like that's not in the cards. Swamp returning. But as you can see, flood, screw, keep, mulligan. It's in a mirror match like this that it's really showcasing the power of Breathless Knight if it goes left unchecked. There's just, the life swing is just obscene. I mean, they've gained a lot of life. They're still at 25 and we've hit them a few times. I need some more coffee. Okay, Cleric showing up. Not sure what they're going to do. Not leaving them too many good options here. Gaining life's out of the question. And they're going to get rid of the zombie. Pretty cool. We've got options. You could do that. do we do here? Fleshbag, maybe? Rock a Fleshbag. If I choose this, I'm actually going to choose this. He's going to choose that, kill that, and then we'll be able to bring back our cleric. I don't want him to get the black token. There's a few reasons I'm doing this in case they do have any sort of a black trick. There's no white tricks that I know of, so he's going to go after the Marauder, which is fine. Yep, I'd rather it be in the graveyard anyway. We will unearth the, I'll say Dawnbringer Cleric here. Click on that. Oh, click on this. We will say destroy an enchantment, or should we? Looking in the yard. Okay, yeah, we'll get rid of this. Giuliano Sertoli! Woo! Alright, let's bring this down. We've got access to 2 mana. We might as well use that. Attack for 5. Crypt Rat gonna make some work happen here. We've got one of our, there we go, Shirazman right on it. You can click on that link there, Giuliano Sertoli, and download it in any form you want. Alrighty, let's see, 4 cards. I'll just take the 1. Let's combat tricks once the cat's out of the bag. You usually have to use 2 of your own tricks to start making them go off, and to me, it feels like losing magic. Because my deck's a wee bit more just proactive, set, forget, attack, turn things sideways. I don't like being forced to leave mana open for shenanigans. Okay. Breathless Knight keeping us in it. So was Dawnbringer Cleric. My goodness, that's done some work. There it is again. Okay. What do we have here? Something that dies right away? Fleshbag? Nope. All right. Cool. Okay. I like seeing another critter. You know what? I'm just going to drop a rat. And drop a Barrens. And attack. Well, you know, there's a Cathar Commando that could be in our midst. I'll just throw this out there. I don't think 1 damage is worth a swing trade here, especially when it can come back with Angelic Renewal. It's kind of a diversified our artifact threats here, so it's not really worth picking on. This isn't a deck that's really going to fall over to something like a dust-to-dust sideboard plan, or like we did. We took out our Angelic Renewals just to kind of slow their roll between the Dawnbringer Clerics and the... Yep, there it was. My spidey senses are correct. Going to save that cast down for the Breathless Knight. Maybe not immediately either. Maybe when it's getting large. This is fine. Come on over, friend. Cycling the Unearth. Interesting. Really trying to find that Breathless Knight. Cycling again. Wow. Good list to have there, Quadraticock. Thanks for bringing that there. Especially people a little bit new to Pauper. That's a valuable resource you just supplied. Okay. I don't think there's many things I'm afraid of here. We'll bring out this just for, you know, we've got double Angelic right now, so I'm a little worried about some sort of shenanigans. I don't think there's any black instance I really got to worry about. We do have cast down in hand, so we're feeling okay there. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And kill him next turn with the rat. Sure glad it looks like we're pulling this one off. Those first games were very frustrating. Should I block here? Nah. Make him trigger the Angelic. Okay. What do we have? A tragic slip headed our way. Man, almost an hour-long match. Sorry, guys. I know a lot of you like that. I'm of the impatient persuasion. I kind of like things to go. Oh, and moving forward, if you're watching this on YouTube and it looks a little grainy, it's because you're here early. Sometimes you have to wait up to 6 hours for the HD version to come through, and I hate babysitting the feed. So once the SD version is live, I just hit publish and go from there. You purists out there, just give it an hour and then watch it if you want to watch it on the big screen. It will show up. I just it's so, some days it's up in an hour and a half, some days it's 6, and it's like I hate making people wait that long. So once I make the art and do all the little metadata for the video down below and the deck list and all that stuff you guys have come to lean on, then it'll be there. The quality will follow soon after. Kind of have to relinquish a little bit of control there. Crypt Rats doing some work. Kind of staving off any sort of maybe he's got a bunch of 1/1 weenies, you know, like the Luminarch and stuff. Tell you, those first 2 games, though, those hands were brutal. All right. Here we go. With the win. All right. Let's see if we can start another game here. Just jump right on in. Hopefully it's not as grindy as that one. Please, Nim Chimpskey, don't join up with some mid-range deck. I implore you. Put this over here. Switch the Coke here. Woo! Here we go. All right. 1 win on the board. In the books. Whatever you want to say. As we are waiting here. Let's rock over to here. See, I've been having a good old time with this. Dawnbringer Clerics were really doing some matchup on both sides of the board in that matchup there. But as you can see, this Nightsky Mimic, outside of just having it straight out, it's, I don't know, it's almost more of a standard bearer in this list. People are so afraid of that 4/4 flyer. And it does happen, believe me. But even when you put this on here, keep in mind that doesn't stay a flyer unless you can just keep casting this stuff. So then you're, you know, left with like a 5/4 permanent, which is pretty easy to deal with in this format. So again, it was tough for me to cut this to 2, but I think it was the right idea. And keep in mind, you know, we've got 4 Unearth, 3 Recommission, so we're able to usually get it back whenever we want. Pauper Tim, good games at you, sir. But I tell you, my opening hands were not doing me any favors. I don't know, I wasn't paying attention if you were keeping all or not, but we were stuck at 1 land for 7 turns, and then we, it was one of those all lands, no lands, 1 land. It was just like, here we go again, right? Do we have the combo? We do not. We do have Village Rites. We're on the draw. I'm going to lean on keeping this. It's not that sexy, though. Let's mulligan. Alrighty. A bit better. We'll keep this. Throw out a Basilica. Say done. Very slow opener, but... Alright, gates. Another reason to run Crypt Rats, if you got a Swamp Boy, it can make some hard work for gates. I think the correct line here is vault into Basilica, given our hand value. Yeah, Pauper Tim, I was saying, I'm sure you'll watch the stream later, but there's a lot of, I think once the cat's out of the bag with those instant tricks with whether it's Undying Evil or Supernatural Stamina or whatever your poison, I know there's literally a dozen cards that do that. Once the person stops playing into it, it usually costs you quite a few resources just to make things go down, and that's kind of why I wasn't too big of a fan there. Gosh darn it. All right, well, let's slow roll here. We'll bring this back. Night Sky. Bridge, probably. I found a neat little, or a nasty little trick. For some reason, if I'm holding down control, it has to be on the left side of my keyboard. If I use the right one, it doesn't work. I've tried it on 3 keyboards now, and I think it's a bug in the new software. Yeah, that was like the Fleshbag Olympics that we played there, Pauper Tim. Felt like I was playing against myself there. Good use of them. Alrighty. Give us the rat. Give us the rat. Okay. Should we just set this up? They're showing red. I'm going to just play out this and this. Boop. We're in no danger here. The gate is online. I like it because it makes them use a lot of resources. Tying up their mana. The trade-off is that we're a third dead. Blop. Come on, Breathless Knight, where are you at? Let's get our life total back. All right. I guess we could... Let's kill them both. Let's just get the board clear here. Don't like using it on a Therbin Inspector, but I will. It might be. I just, to answer your question there, Giuliano, there are plenty of critters to forward it through. I don't like to lean on white very much, though. I keep our life in check here. Yes. And the Barrens. Bloop. We'll probably have to dispute our own Mimic. If it lives, though, it'll be a nice big fat 7/7 flyer. Yeah, I wasn't too big of a fan of the Lunar Veteran, and when I was playtesting with the 4/4 lifelinker turn 2 option against Cold Off the Burn, and then the Breathless Knight usually getting there was so much recursion. It just felt like it wasn't quite all that necessary. I might be wrong. We'll bring this out. Or we're probably getting a big eye roll from our opponent like, oh, rogue. I'm so tempted to bring out double Mimic here, but we could really get hydroblasted. I don't mean that. Okay. Lola Torres. In my humble opinion, I think Airlift Chaplain suits better. I'm brewing Breathless with it. Is that the new one? That's a 1/1 for like 2 and a white? Are you sure you're not just suffering from new card smell? You know, a better option there might have been to play Deadly Dispute on my Vault and then use... Nah, never mind. Yeah, I think that's... I don't think that's Pauper worthy. I could be wrong. Wedding invitation. Whoa. That's scary with a gate package. Nice tech. Is our Mimic going to live? We shall see. Hey, it's going to live. And I got to be careful here. I don't want to go crazy. They are showing red with the Citadel gate there, so got to be a wee bit respectful. All right, now we'll play this because we can at least respond to one of them dying with a dispute. Being that it's a 4/4, I don't see any real threats of like a galvanic blast here, so I think it's worth putting the Divinity on. Plop. Let's see if it sticks. It's a lot of damage, folks. He's coming in strong. 7/7. Yeah. Redundant trigger. It's going to happen at some point, right? Alrighty, we'll play the bridge. Pass the turn. Sit back on Deadly Dispute. Very tempted to take out that vault at this stage. Yeah, you know, Crypt Rats is a good thing in this matchup, but only for one. I don't really see us blasting away a bunch. So far, this deck's feeling pretty good. Feels like the little engine that could. Big engine in this case with a 5/4 looking. Pretty sure if that Mimic goes unchecked, we just win the game. Okay. I like that. I'm going to take the initiative. We'll get back the land that we're going to be losing here. Wedding Invitation is such a good card. I love playing it in tribe lists. And the Plains is out. Okay. I'm going to take a risk here. Risk it or biscuit. Boop, 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 boop. Throw that on the vault. Another edge. Oh, this is brutal. Fleshbag Marauder and the board. This is getting nasty. All right. First off, let's stop the threats. This is going to be a grotesque attack. They could have prismatic, so don't want to go too crazy. The old jerk move, double Divinity, just to be like, look at me. It's probably a lot better magic to just play one since you'll get both triggers. Come on up. What's going on? Ephemerate. All right. Venture into the Undercity. Skadoosh, says Orzhov Knight. I like it. That's kind of funny. But the counter's on this, and then it dies. Bye-bye, Fleshy. Boop. Crunch. Initial what? 7/7. Let's attack for 14 in the air. Oh, he does have it. Okay. Old school. Oh, it's white bordered too. I feel dirty. Little do they know we have another one. No rebound triggers for you. Don't want to F6 here. I want to make them think we've got another dispute in our hand. That's right, Ultra Volcarine. I like your style. Keeping it real. Oh, man. We're in single digits. What? How'd that happen? Too many tricks, not enough critters? Is that what we're running into? Or not running into? I don't need that first trigger, but I'll take it. So he's obviously going to grab an edge here, which we will respond to with another edge. They might have another ephemerate, though. Okay, that's fine. Thankfully, these aren't enchantment creatures. Knight would be... Knight's a little redundant right now. Okay, there he is. Well, I mean, we could just do that for the trigger, right? Mimic trigger 5. Who's counting? I am. Let's try and shut the door here. Bloop. Doesn't keep getting bigger, unfortunately, but it should go a long way. How many holy days do they have? I have to keep that knight back and just block with it if they've got another, like a holy day out of this. I really don't want to see a prismatic here, but the probability is pretty high. They're 2 cards up on us. Feels like a wipeout, but boy, 1 fog with the Basilisk gates, and we're in deep trouble. Look at this. We're in trouble here, guys. Board looks very dominant in our position, but however, they don't have another creature. That Dawnbringer is going to have a bit of a decision to make. Way to brunt the storm. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, indeed. I don't want to block with that knight. That's our way to get the initiative again, but maybe we just play a hag next turn, draw into 1, and then we can fly over for some more damage. Like I said, if they don't have another critter, we should be okay. Otherwise, we're going to have to block, I believe, right? 1, that's 4, 5, 6 gates. Activate them twice. Yeah, that's death. Ephemigate. Well said. Don't kill our knight. We're totally hell-bent, so we're at the mercy of our opponent here. 13 damage coming through. Oh, and we're dead. I totally forgot about the wedding invitation after talking about it. What a comeback. That was awesome. Well done, Thiago Jan. Very nice. Ah, God, that one hurts. A white bordered card beat us. Ew, gross. Alrighty. Well, we're going to want some of these ourselves just to pick off Prismatic. However, I think I'd rather lean on these a little bit more. Not too much removal coming our way. I think I'm going to get rid of all of these. This too. I tend to always get rid of that unless I'm going against 5/5s. I know I've been over that, but just in case anybody out there is wondering, I'm going to bring in 2 Macabres and a Cleric. Do I bring in a 4th rat? I think 3 is okay. I think we bring in the last fairy here. Yeah. Or, a cast down might be better. Just the one. Mid to late game. Big old 3/6, Goliath, and we'll be able to maybe counteract it and ephemerate. That's the theory. Yes. Boy, these games are going long. We will keep this. Bloop. It's awkward and weird, but off we go. My thoughts exactly. Eya Fadaya la la dul. That's how I'm going to say her name. Okay. Double checking here, making sure I'm not resembling my card frame here. What did I call myself? The Just Guy Jackass today? Yeah, here we go. Let's get that Breathless Knight online, baby. Woo! Wedding invitation. Got my respect. Had it before, it's got it even more. Have it before, let's do it some more. All right, we'll bring this out. The plan here is to probably Dregscape, kill it with our own stuff, recommission it, get a Breathless Knight at it. I know I'm not making any sense. That's how I roll. The Knights of Oz. That's what we should call this. Orzhov's too hard to say. We'll just call it Oz. Oz Knight. Oh, man. That's one thing we can't really deal with. We do have the Dawnbringer Cleric, so I'm lying. But I think we've only got 1 in the board here. Can we get it? Maybe we can. Let's bring this out just as the threat. If they've got more counters, it might show up. I'm going to get both our creatures online. I'll just yield through this turn. Dregscape Zombie is a hell of a card. I think it's pretty underplayed in a lot of these kind of styles. Especially in a game with Initiative and Monarch. keep in mind that Unearth mechanic comes back with haste speed. I was messing around with 2 of the 3/3 guys that can cycle, have it, and just always feels underwhelming. Rotting Rats is really good against control, but still 2 mana for a 1/1 twice. I don't know. Okay, what do we have here? Not enough. I attack with both. I have not tried the claws. No, I think it'd be a little too cutesy. You either want creatures or you want ways. These are creatures if you think about it, right? Creature, 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 draw, creature, creature, creature. I'm considering a double attack here. Respond with a deadly dispute, and then we can recommission it or unearth it. Yeah. Let's stay on the aggro. I'm going to do it. Hiya! Decisions. Do you lose your fish? If they don't block, it tells me that they literally probably only have that creature. Cool. Alrighty. I believe I'd rather... I think it'll put the brakes on him if I do it to this one. If I recommission a zombie, that just makes for interesting sequences, doesn't it? Alright, change of plans. We're going to do this to this. Bonk, bonk. Boy, do we got a heavyweight turn next turn. Unless they have... oh, they could have quite a bit, couldn't they? Let's stay aggro here. We don't want to do that yet. Or do we want to keep feigning like we have something better? You know what? Let's do this so we get multiple triggers out of the zombie, because this isn't unearthing it. It's just making it badass. It can trade with Skyfisher. Our whole board can, really. But this way, if a, what's that called? The new nausea, somehow that shows up, we don't lose our whole team. I mean, we do have double unearth here, so a night draw would be pretty awesome. Down comes the wedding invitation. I bet that would be fun to attend a Skyfisher wedding, right? Just hanging out in the clouds, checking out the Zendikons with the picture shots. There's not many photographers in the Magic universe. There's a few cards we missed in our Brothers' War, which is no surprise. I think that happens pretty often. I do think that new artifact is like the Prism Part 2 upgrade for Tron. I predict it'll be banned in about 3 or 4 months. I think Tron always has a way of finding the metagame, and it's going to come back very slowly, but inevitably. There's been some just crazy builds I've seen already with that new artifact. And the Archaeologist, that blue one, that's a pretty damn good card. Should have had those. So we don't have to fear Prismatic here, but let's see if this can go down. These guys are working just like I want them to. Not all in. It's there when it needs to be. God, just out of the blue, so much damage. This is crazy. I'm going to cycle one of these right now. Pre-combat. I've got another one. I know that kind of screams that we have another one, but did we play a land already? I guess we did. Let's attack. No Holy Day, please. Yeah, in this scenario, oh man, gosh, they're really diversifying their fog mechanics here. Ugh. Triple green, floating hedron coat hangers. I love it. Seagate cheddar biscuits. Yeah, this is good for the opponent. You know, this is Magic 101. Play the unexpected, right? It's like take your standard list and shove it. Sometimes, you know, when you're especially kitchen table playtesting, sometimes, you know, you look at your notes of what's beating you, and you're like, well, this is barbarically simple, and it feels, I don't know, like a neophyte move, but sometimes simple fog just buys you a whole turn, and when you're playing with gates, that makes a lot of sense to me. You know, the whole foundation of Boros Bowley when I built it was, you know, swing, Nothing. Swing. Nothing. It's like there's not many people that can take big haymakers to the face over and over again. Let that go down. All right. Probably bringing back the wedding invitation. Reneging on the invitation. Casting it again for a closer friend. Been a fun show so far. A bit long in the tooth when it comes to the matches. Be nice to have a 2-0, but the deck does get there. No gates. Okay, definitely. Oh, they've got prismatic now. Okay. We don't always have it, right? Boy, I really hate cycling and Unearth here. Let's bring this out. We don't need the life yet. I'm just going to attack with these. Either trades with the Skyfish here. All right, Quadratic Hawk, thanks for hanging out, my friend. Love when people can join me live. Gives me more targets to chat at. And once in a while, we'll have a quiet stream. And hopefully I'm playing aggro that day because it's Captain Chatterbox here. What do we got? Prismatic? I thought so. Okay. Those gates are climbing up. They've got 2 of them, too. I'm going to cycle here, guys. I want some answers. Not much is dying, and that's... I think I'll keep that back. That's fine. I'll save that for... well, let's see. No, I'll save that for the activation when that's not being used. Of course, with the gates here, they don't even need to attack with one of the Skyfishers. Probably the best play. Just double pump gate. Sit back, fog. This deck's got me a wee bit worried. It's like 2 or 3 shows in a row now we've had that little black screen with the MTG online. I don't know what bug in the system it is, but the good news is if you experience that, just hit escape after about a beat or 2 and it, even though you look frozen on your end, it still goes through. So something conflicts with it pretty good. Well, they have another just hard casted prismatic they're planning here. Yeah, we're dead next turn. This is a scenario where you really would want to have Beckon Apparition, right? It could zap the prismatic and block the Skyfisher. But, you know, those scenarios are cute, and they do come up, and they can be backbreaking, but I don't like to lean on them too heavily. You can have the permanent answer in a Macabre. Not what we needed list. Ah, shoot. I guess we make them use the thing. I mean, we lose this game. We can bluff like we've got maybe some sort of interaction with that, but we don't. How good would Basilisk Gate be if there wasn't that sorcery speed hiccup on it? My goodness, that'd be brutal. Yeah, we can't win here. They've already, that's kind of an embarrassment of riches there. Really respect it though, you know. Minimal creature count. All these combat tricks and everything relies on just gate and keeping initiative. Brutal. Keeping the dream alive with the prismatic still in the yard. It'd be really nice if we had Faerie Macabre right now, but we don't. And we die. Why can't you be an instant? Then we could at least survive a turn. Have a 4/4 flyer, 4/3, whatever it is. Give him a little apprehension with all these tapped mana, right? I'll go like this and say, we'll wait for you to go all in. Do they do it? Good for them. They just get there. Check that out. Woo! Good times. Bad for us. Well, we are an attacking deck, and our opponent seems like they're playing every fog under the sun, so we lose that one. All right, guys, I'm going to roll to a commercial here. I believe it's Pictionary, courtesy of my youngest Aaron, who's almost 18 now. It's hard to think of him as a kid anymore. But if you're new to Propaganda, these will all be new to you. But try to answer in the chat. I'm going to go use the restroom real quick, and I'll be back right after this.
Danger excites me, but I can't fully enjoy it when I smell like beer and body odor. So I prepare myself with a manly scent of Standard Bearer Danger Zone. Because bad things will happen to a Standard Bearer man, but it won't smell like something bad.
Because the secret to smelling clear is untrue.
And when you smell of Standard Bearer Danger Zone, trust me, you'll smell like you have nothing to worry about.
You smell like you look
amazing, I know.
And we're back. Quick bathroom break. And a decent hand. A little slow with the Basilica, but we're getting there. Don't need that recommission for a while. Not sure what our opponent's waiting on. Okay, there we go. And off we go. Let's lead off with a herring. Let me move this over here so it doesn't make the mic get bumped. Good guess there, Ultra Wolverine. You got them all. Ooh, the new forest. Very nice. Snarling Wolf. I was just looking at this card because I was trying to do a wolf parody for our next skit commercial I worked on with a lot of rendered wolves, and I was like, hey, I'm going to take that footage and make it about the packmate. Like I said, it'll probably be within the next 24 hours. That'll be on YouTube, but I think it's 48 or 49 spoof commercials, plus or minus. I mean, could technically lean on having over 50 because there's some that aren't commercials, but they are kind of the spoofs like the Sarah McLachlan stuff and things like that. But as far as like hardcore ones, I think it's at about 48 or 49 now. It's formidable. I think it's better to just play the Mimic out just in case we turn into a Luxac, either draw another Mimic or the Hag or something. This scenario, I think if our hand doesn't improve, we'll Deadly Dispute the Vault, drop Basilica, and keep moving. We don't really need all that much land in this list. We just need consistency early. Dispute really helps shore that up. And I was trying to fit in that new Unearth for a blue little robot, sack it for 2 in the new Brothers War set. That was in our top 10 list. I was trying to put that in a Brute Squad, and it just, in theory, it should be there. Like tomorrow, if they say like, oh, you have to have 64 cards, then I would be like, okay, I can put it in there. But I just honestly preferred, Flare Husk, Ginger Brute, that combo. And if anything, what we really need in that list is, 1 or 2 more humans, not the other way around, to trigger a of one mind. Anybody that isn't familiar with that list is probably going, what is this guy talking about? Maybe we should play the Eidolons in this list, right? Play all these creatures coming back and forth. Is our Mimic dead? No. Jukai trainee. We're going all rogue today. Woo, look at this. Can't really attack into that. So let me dispute the Vault here. A little clunky play. We still will get a mana value out of the deal. Could find like, Swamp Hag and then boop. We don't. All right. We'll just make our mana right. We can always Village Rites here. One of these gets just outrageously large. I don't know, triple groundswell, something like that. Nope. We're stuck doing nothing. And keep in mind, too, a lot of you out there that new to this list, I mean, most of you will be, recommissioning a Crypt Rat is pretty badass because it's like, that Unexpected Fangs trick where you can always activate for 1 every turn and it doesn't die. That's pretty cool. I tried to fit Fangs in this list. It's just not that kind of list, and we're gaining enough life anyway. We don't really have to lean on that, so there. I think I've ever really looked at this card. 2 for 2/2, and it always becomes a 3/3 if it enters combat. That makes a lot of sense. Nice design card and gorgeous artwork. All right, we take 3. Deck's fighting us a little bit. A lot of coming to play tap stuff, so keep the chat rolling, guys. After the break, I know it's been kind of quiet there, so I just want to make sure my feed's still going through. You know what I'm saying? All right, in this case, we will just drop a basic. Throw down the zombie. I guess we'll attack. They got a trick. We can always Rites our own guy. Ideally, I think I'm going to do this to try to make them pump it, and then we'll Village Rites in response, but that's next turn. Seems like you want to play the life gain land there versus aggro and bounce it. I'm just trying to hit our curve. I'm not too worried about our chances here. I'm just wondering why they didn't pump the wolf there. It feels like there's a trick headed our way, so I'm going to not have come into play tapped lands here. I know that was for last turn, but what's this? What's this? Add blue and we're playing all the colors. This is nice. Target creature deals damage. The target creature, a planeswalker, you don't control. Well, all right. We'll gain some life. Draw 2 cards. Cool. Where were you last turn, right? We should be okay. So like I said, even when Breathless Knight dies, bringing it back just ultra hardcore with Recommission. It's so tempting to play 4 of those because as Pauper Tim will tell you, it's intoxicating when that you pay 2 mana for a 4/4 flying lifelink. The first thing I thought when I saw this card was, I'm finally going to be able to play a Breathless Knight build. It's that big of a deal breaker or bonus or whatever you want to call it. What am I talking about? All right. Did I play a land? I did. We're just stuck in the mud doing nothing. We will block that wolf because it's just going to time walk him. Card breaker. And that way we can bring it back with the knight and attack for 2. This is just, I like these little time walk turns. I've always disliked those little pump cards. Same with Root Walla, and like UG Tempo. A lot of people just, it has madness. I have to put it in the deck. It's like, no, you don't. Maybe a good sideboard card against edicts and stuff, but there's usually other options. That's great. We save 3 life, and they waste their turn. Well, not a total waste. Gosh, we could just rats here, huh? Do I do that, or do I play the knight? We'll save the rats. Drop the knight. I don't think I want to put edge on it for a bit. I anticipate it dying. However, yeah, if we put it on now, our opponent's got 2 mana. It'll really be out of lightning bolt range, so I think that's the play. Looks a wee bit reckless, but we are not facing off against any sort of bounce or edict style matchups, so we're going to lean on that. You know what? I'd rather get our mana right. Let's bring this out. I'll use this and go like this. Boop. We're still getting the lifelink out of the deal. Bam. That puts it out of range of any sort of burn or probably any sort of bite down style tricks with the fight mechanic our opponent seems to be leaning towards. And worst case scenario, they kill it and we recommission it and we still kind of have the same stats next turn. Yeah, the more I play this, boy, that Recommission feels so good with the Knight. A lot of times you get cards wrong, but when I saw that one, I was like, okay. I know. Week 1, deck 1, deck list. Alrighty, so that can be a 3/3. They obviously have a trick here. I say we just let it go. We're pretty much untouched, and we can just keep swinging with life here. It's especially with the Crypt Rats next turn. We'll be able to activate for 2 and just go, Ayukara, I was just talking about you about an hour back. I was like, I haven't seen him in a while, or her, I don't know. We're talking about cool names, and of course you came up. All right, let's bring out the rat. Bring out the rat. Boop. It has been a while. Good to see you. Yeah, we had a mirror match with Pauper Tim in the house, who beat us with a similar list a couple weeks back. But once Recommission came out, I knew I had to bring this to you all and show you the goods. We're just going to attack here. Keep our life going steady. We could have brought out the zombie there and got another counter on our dude, but I'm going to wait a bit. Just make sure this hits. Get our life rocking solid. Go up to 17. Do a nice big old swing out. Thank you for that, Shiraz. How's life been, Shiraz? Haven't heard any of your quips in a while. Alrighty. I think I'll wait on that Crypt Rat. Some sort of interaction. I really want that mountain to be tapped. I really want to see Stitcher Supplier and Pauper now. I don't have that one memorized. I'm just a bit hungover. Yeah, my son, God, I remember that card. He's always playing that. I just can't picture the actual card. There it is. Okay, thank you for that, Ayakara. Oh, I see. Oh, there's quite a few things that do that already, though. In fact, one of the chatters earlier was talking about that 1/1 flyer, the new one that does kind of the similar thing. I think it's a limited card. I don't think I see it in Pauper's future, though, but come on, tap that mountain. Good. All right. This is cool. Boink. I guess we'll just activate for 3 next turn. Wipe their board. Show them the power of the rat. Activate it first, then bring out the zombie and attack for 8. That's the plan. Uh-oh, that artifact might... I forgot about that. That might be a bolt, too, so I gotta play a bit careful here. Come on over, Governor. Got a mini pickleball tournament this afternoon. Hopefully my ankle holds up. I don't have any real sorts of nagging injuries or whatever, but boy, there's something about pickleball. The next day, my Achilles on my left side is just awfully tender. The only way to work through it is to just walk on it a lot. I look like a cripple when I get up in the morning sometimes. There we go. All right, this is getting better and better. Let's gain the life first of all. I'm going to chance it. I'm going to activate for 3. They got a bolt. Good for them. We can always recommission it. Pretty much clear the board of any threats here. 1, 2, 3. Say done. Yo. All right, let's recommission the rat, shall we? Or maybe the mimic? There's so many options. Yeah, let's do the rat. I was going to do the zombie, but might as well keep it in there for next turn. Attack! Hopefully it lives. Bolt still kills it. Crunch. Yes. contact has been made. Haven't seen this treasure token before. Yeah, a little too gaudy for me. Yeah. 2/2 rats, the lifeblood. You'll activate every single turn. Pretty awesome. I'll just say rogue on this one. Similar to that last matchup in the logic of like, you know, where it goes sideways aggro list and you bring up enough fogs, we can't really do anything outside of a rats just activating for 20. But in this kind of scenario too, it's why I know it kind of sounds like a broken record, but Crypt Rats made our top 10 or, you know, our Pauper Power 9 for a reason. It's one of the only true board sweepers in the format. And in builds like this with Unearth and such, you can just keep bringing stuff back. It's just barbaric. Brutal. Okay, there it goes. It'll be back. It'll be back, folks. We just win here. I don't know. I missed a super easy win last night too. I had a similar play like our opponent. I don't know if they realize that that has flying yet. We shall see. All right, we'll gain a life. And we'll just do this to do it, just because it looks cool, right? Bring out a hasted 2/2 zombie. Whoa! This gets bigger. And we fly over for the win. Does he want to trade? Let's see. This is when you want to have Village Rites or your Deadly Dispute for that EOT Dregscape Zombie trigger. Crunch. I don't know of a card that exists that can get you out of this. Now, I know that there is Thunderclap, but you would need 2 mountains. No, that still wouldn't do it. Come on up. Let's go. Down they go. Come on, opponent. Just concede and let's go to sideboard. One of these days, I'm going to export my blocked list, because I was thinking that'd be a really cool way to have people start sharing their blocked list with people. And I think we're kind of pre-boarded already here. Missionary might be nice if things get out of control. I don't think we're going to be needing too many of these. Let's bring in. I'll just bring in 2 cast downs. Let's rock. But it'd be neat if everybody started, you know, using their block list, as long as it was somehow verified. I mean, you don't want to be just blocking somebody because of slow play or something. But I mean, just so I try to only block people that are just kind of nasty or whatever. And, you know, over as long as I've been playing, it's a big list. I think it's like, I don't know, 50, 60 deep now. Might even be closer to 100 after all these years, and I'm sure 90% of the accounts are kind of burner accounts and they don't even log on or haven't logged on in a decade or so. But I just think it'd be kind of a neat resource to be able to share if there was a way to just, you know, click on something and say block this same list, you know. All right, I'm gonna fold up shop here against this dude. I hate to do that after I was just talking about being a good sport, but a little too newish and a little too slowish. It's just going to be more of the same. The slow play was kind of getting to me with regards to what we were running up against with the inevitable tapped out and everything's right there. So, all right. So, yeah, here's the list we've been playing. We've lost a fog. That's really about it. I think I went like 8-1 last night. Oh, I got it right. 7-1. Just, you know, same thing, turning room and stuff like that. But I was, you know, the list was kind of ongoing, so. I've been saying stupid stuff to DMs on stream for over 12 years and still haven't managed to get blocked, says Cardbreaker. Yeah, it's just a dream of mine. It just, you know, who doesn't want to have some sort of online utopia, right? But so, yeah, while we're waiting for this, yeah, I tried Frantic Salvage, Blood Fountain, all kinds of, let's see what we got here. Yes. I don't want to be one of those people that gets blocked. All right. This is an easy scoop. Mulligan that. Keep this. Open the board. And let's see what we can get. Keep this. Throw back a rights. Play the bridge, pass. After our opponent decides what they want to do. Apologies to our last player. I just, like I said, I would chat with him and say I've got to go, but. All right, good. The metagame. Let's see how this does. It's as good of a start as you can get. Okay. I don't know why. Let me double check something here real quick. Okay, still moving. My auto trigger didn't do anything right then, so I'm like, what is that all about? I'm going to slow roll this. I don't want to bring out the Basilica yet. I'll bring out that Knight. Don't really have any way of reanimating it yet. So, okay. Tempted to dispute that land. Synthesizer and Rebirth. Boy, we really need to find a Crypt Rat here. Alright. Now they're going to be tempted to play both of those out, which would probably keep us out of burn range. And we do draw the reanimation. So I will be happy playing this out. Might be able to pull this one off if they're out of mana here, because if they're a purist like me, they're going to want to drop that synthesizer, rebirth it, play the land off of that, which might keep our Knight alive, but we're still going to take about 4 to the face. There's the synth. God, that card's so good. Tough decision. Played the land already, so you don't want to crack the synth. But you really want that Flamebreaker. Yeah, that's how I'd roll too. Okay. I didn't think our Knight would be alive this long. It is. But boy, we've got to make it huge. Well, that's going to help, isn't it? We'll throw this on here. Outside of a Fire Blast, that should get us in range. Throw this out. Returning this. This is again why I wasn't too big of a fan of the Luminarch in this scenario. I mean, obviously it helps with Goblin creation with the Goldalthu, but I don't know. It just seemed to be enough life gain between the two that I would get there. All right, we can hang out on Dispute and Rights. I think I'm going to dispute my land no matter what. Definitely not out of the woods yet. But a 10-point life swing is pretty awesome. But that Monastery, Swiftswear, and Kessig is going to have a lot to say about that. All right. Like double Galvanic Blast here. Gets him right back in it. And they're drawing enough cards to find it, that's for sure. Don't show me double blast. Or no blasts. Yeah, there's a blast of a sort. Need one more mountain, baby. So we take 4 to the face. That's why this deck works so well. Our opponents, anyway, you know, they've just got so many. It's just that steady damage. Instead of just 3/3/3 and then you're out of cards, the traditional burn. This one's just so brutal that way. All right, let's rock here. Drop this. Cool. Boy, we're really back in this. I don't know. Yeah, let me. I'm just going to drop this now here. This is brutal. Crunch. 8/8. Play this out. Play this. Gain 8 life. Make no mistake, this is the big bully on the block, and we didn't have the best starting hand, but we started to draw pretty hot. I mean, Deadly Dispute will do that, but I'm really liking this because it's showing that it can, at least game 1, feels like we can, you know, we're a pretty good threat. We have enough life gain and such that the way it's designed, I think we can, yeah. So, hey, check that out. Game 1 against Kuldotha Burn, and wag the rogue finger at me as much as you want. It works. All right. Let's bring in the, definitely that. Not sure about these guys. I mean, they are good blockers. I'm going to lose a specimen. 1 renewal. Maybe a zombie here. Kind of like the renewals here. Let me bring it back in the renewal. Just wondering what to bring in here. Fleshbags at the 2 is okay. Or Crypt Rats at the 3 I think is right. Maybe bring in 1 Dust to Dust. I don't want to lean on that. If they got the answers, they got the answers. I'll bring in 1 Cleric here. Just as kind of a catch-all. Let's rock. It's a good blocker, if anything. A little speed bump. Really liking the list, though. I mean, usually at this stage I'm talking about like, oh, I should have done this or I should have done that, but it feels really good where it's at. Brutal. As long as we hit our land here, I mean, we've got so much. This card is just, obviously with that little hag, it's awesome, but it's so good on the night. I mean, it's like Unholy Strength on steroids. Life gain is cheat. I wanted so hard to bring a infect list today, but couldn't bring myself to do it. So we'll pull even with life here, but we'll still be at 19 after that bald guy attacks us. All good cards are bald. That's a mainstay in Pauper. Just in case they got some sort of a shatter tech or something, we'll bring this in. The way this hand sits, if we draw another basic next turn, I'm happy to play out that zombie and just trade. But yeah, make no mistake, just like I used to, when I would start a brew, I would always brew for Delver. Nowadays, I brew for this. That's why I arrived at this 75. Kessig, that's a nice mountain, isn't it? They're coming strong. Hopefully a Bushwhacker's not in the future. Some lists run 1, some run 3, some run none. Well, there's that. The problem is it dies to a lot, right? But it is a critter. I don't know. I don't know if it's worth doing. You know what? I'm going to do it just because it does live through a bolt. Of course, then I can't really block, right? But I'll be gaining life against this list. I mean, if this lives, that's fine. Right now, I'm just trying to buy time, so I'm okay playing this. I've got double knight. Throw this on here while we've got the opening. It's at least going to require a card. We're still going to gain some life unless they just Fire Blast, which I think if they had, they would use. But it'd be a pretty reckless move unless you just got 2 more mountains in your hand. At least this stems the bleeding. And all out attack here. Yeah, they got a lightning bolt. That's fine. Make them use it. Gain 4. Take 3. And it's probably dead. Yep. Say no. We got ways of bringing our little life dude back. And we're right back where we started. Okay, give us... That's pretty cool. Maybe we got rid of that when we needed to. Bring this out. Now, if any sort of graveyard shenanigans show up, we should be in business. As long as that Breathless Knight gets 4/4 or higher. Actually, 2 mountains on board. Probably needs to be 5/5 or higher to really feel safe. Okay. Huh. Oh, there it is. Splat. All right, things are starting to look a little grim. We need a little bit of help here. We'll get another knight back. Opponent's hellbent. But that synthesizer is not going to let it stay that way very long. Okay, let's gain the life. I'm going to play that, I believe. Let's do it. Bloop. They don't attack. We know they don't got any tricks. Problem is those damn blood tokens, if they draw dead, they can just cycle till they get a trick. Pretty easy to kill a 2/2. We're going to be forced to shatter our bridge here next turn if we don't draw something interactive. Really get the screws being put towards us. They've got a bolt. They've got a bolt. Any sort of trick. I want to get rid of a permanent somehow. We'll see if this goes down. I don't want any instant to be able to save the Monastery Swift Spear there. Okay. Yo. That does the 1. We gain 2. Take 3. Come on now. Where were you last turn, eh? Pay the mana now. I'm going to dispute this. This. Got 1 floating, 1 on the stack. Okay, we could do that. Let's just bring out our... Renewal does look pretty nice there, doesn't it? Let's bring out our zombie. We can write in response. I guess I'll bring this out. Bring this back. Trade with Swift Spear. If any shenanigans happen, we have at least blocked and we can Village Rites it. And hopefully we find some way of getting that Breathless Knight online. 2 in the yard. Opponent is hellbent. Crypt Rat would be really nice. That's not very nice. I don't like that at all. Galvanic Blast. Yikes. 5. Brutal. Well, we'll at least block 2 of it. Here we go. 3, take 7. Man, oh man. We need life and we need it now. Looks like we're going to go to a game 3 unless I just get incredibly lucky here. Sacrifice this. There's some life gain. Doubt it's going to live through a blast. I don't know if we can live through this. Play this. 3's going to get through. Yeah, I don't think we can win here. Yeah, it's off to game 3. No scenario there comes through. Just looking for outs and. All right. A little too late. Would be nice to have these. Let me get rid of the Marauders. I can't envision a scenario outside of just a lone Swift Spear where that I'd really want to see that too often. And I guess we lean on this board here. A lot of critters, a lot of fun. Good times. Whoop. Let's go. Tiebreaker. Yep. Make sure my feed's going good. All right. Man, we got a nice little big time dude there, but not much else. Against a quick list, we don't have life gain. I'm considering a scoop here, 4 lands and kind of a fragile combo. I'm going to scoop this. I shouldn't stop saying that. I'm going to mulligan that. We'll keep this one. I like rats. Keep this. We've already got one dispute. Let's get rid of one. Hate doing that, but actually I probably should have got rid of the renewal there. Oh well. Let's see what we're up against here. This is nice because I can hurry out Crypt Rats. It'll eat a 3 damage spell, and then I can unearth it and really activate it. Oh, Kwazazi, have you ever been? How have you been finding this deck? I love it. My own build and ours are pretty different. Yeah, we played a very different build in the very first round against resident Pauper Tim. But yeah, so far I've only lost to Fogs with it, and it's been playing pretty good against the or 1-1 against the big bully on the block called Orzhov Burn. We had like a 7/7 life gainer in game 1. That was pretty awesome. Bit of a slow roll here, but like I said, I like to power out that rats, eat removal, bring it back, and hopefully mop up some Golgotha tokens in the meantime. Did they keep a 1-lander against me? No respect, I tell you. Nope, they didn't. Not what I wanted to see. I don't want to activate that rat from a lot. Well, that's cool. Do we bring this down? Let's at least represent a threat. Problem here is it will eat removal, but it'll also fuel the flame breaker and the monastery and all that. So, yep. Whole lot of damage. We need some life. I guess we can renewal, and worst case scenario, we can renewal on Earth, and then sit back and hopefully stem the bleeding. All right, there's part of an answer I want. I still think we do this scenario here. Question is, do we No, we have to do this. All right, I'll renewal. Power out rat. Next turn, we'll bring out the... Oh, no, we can't do that either. Yeah, we're up against it here. Not feeling very confident. First game went really well. We take it. To the face. Don't get our life online. We're not going to be able to activate the rat here. Oh boy. Well, it was fun while it lasted. At least that's not metal crafted. Good grief. Crunch. And that's how the deck wins. I thought we had a really good matchup there after that first game, but I think it's just a scenario of they just drew better than us games 2 and 3. We definitely had their number in game 1. Let's shut it out with another... that first game felt very in our favor. A few little mulligans, and what are you going to do? Oh yeah, Fleshbag and Crypt Rats are the only reason this deck has staying power against a lot of the lists in the format. So very, very, very important. We don't have any white in this hand. We've got 2 white spells. We're on the play though. This looks kind of clunky. I'm going to mulligan this. A lot better. We'll throw one rights back. We've got one, and we've got the recursion and the Angelic Renewal there, so let's see how we do here. Now, what sort of devilry is this? All right, we'll play a Barrens out. I'm going to start cooking, so it'll be AFK. No problem, Shiraz. This is our last round anyway, man. Thanks for always hanging out, having my back. I appreciate it. Okay, this feels like we can get there. Now then, do we just go for the combo here, especially when they're hellbent? I think I'm going to. It's cheesy, but it works. Isn't there a quote on that says, "Don't laugh, it works"? I forget what card that is. Anybody in the chat know? All right. They kept a one-lander. We're going to have reverse fire blast going down. All right, all the dust to dusts are coming in. I don't believe we're going to see too many critters here. I'd like to leave one of those in. I'll bring out one of these. I don't know. I'm going to wait to see if these are even relevant. I'll bring this out. We'll bring in the clerics and the missionary. I'm just going to assume this is that, just kind of that kill-all list. I don't know if we're going to really need many of these. Let's do that. Let's see how we do. Armadillo Cloak. That's the one. Gosh. And it's a Pauper card too. Unforgivable. Can we finally get a WW out of it? Oh, gosh. Thanks. That's one of the only drawbacks of the mana base, the way it's situated here. I'll keep this because we have Dispute. We are on the draw. This will count as one of the white for this or this, so we'll keep this. It's clunky, but it's the reason we're running Vault of the Whispers and one or two more lands than a lot of builds use. So we don't have to keep scooping to bad hands, right? Outside of Flood. It's very relevant. All right, the key is staying alive. I think if we can get an early dust to dust, though, we might just be able to shut the door on our opponent a lot faster than they think. Let's lead off with a swamp, just in case they've got some sort of shenanigans, literally. Okay. There's that. I will dispute the COT just so I can bring something online. Actually, do we just power out that Mimic? Let's try to be aggro. Worst case scenario, it eats removal. We're not too worried about this. Bloop. It probably won't live to the end of the turn, but whatever. That's less damage pointed at our head. And it'll let us know intel if they do have instants in their hand. I'm pretty sure they're going to use them now. Especially being tapped out. Not quite sure. Maybe Dispute was the better call there. I don't know. Yep, it's dead. Yeah, Mimic's there is almost... I said that at the beginning of the show, but some of you might not have been here. Mimic is kind of the standard bearer of the list. People think its bark's worse than its bite. They're like, oh my god! You know, it's only big for like one turn. Let me do this before I drop my land here. Oh boy, that's a lot of cards. All right, I'll play this out. Yeah, it's frustrating. I'll do this on their turn just so I don't have to discard too many cards. Opponent's mana is right. We're about to start losing a lot of life. I think this is your typical Rakdos burn. Here comes probably an Alms of the Vein or something. Boy, that dust to dust is going to be mighty tasty when we get it online, but might not need to if we can get enough life going. Okay. There's that. We'll do this. I hate this tempo swing, but hey, we found what we needed. Let's go. Oh, Basilica. One or the other, two of another. Got another Dispute in hand, so let's rock here. I'll return the artifact land. I'm going to have to ditch something, though. Yeah. This scenario... Yeah, we can dust to dust next turn with just a pure thing there. So I think I'll lose the vault. I'll play the Barrens, gain a life, completely obliterate their mana, hopefully. They'll still be left with a Carnarium. Oh, maybe not. There goes our plan. It's like they see right through us. Alrighty. If they tap out, we can always edge the Breathless Knight there. That's always a good time. Rakdos Burn tends to tap out quite often. Not this time. Okay. Well, I don't really mind the slow roll here. We can always respond with the Village Rites and then recommission the Knight, and then we should just have the game. So I'm just going to play it out. That's what I love about this list. I can play pretty fearlessly with the Recommission and the Unearth package, which in the case of Recommission, it's just so amazing. Like, comes back as a 4/4 for 2 mana. That's nuts. And it costs them a burn spell, you know? So we'll respond with this. Oh boy, do we want to? Yeah. I'll have to probably lose a card, but or not. We'll just do that. Draw our stuff out. We got all kinds of tools now. This will start getting embarrassing. We might even consider just Unearth with Angelic Renewal behind it. Or do we just do the other? Wow. Their mana's all right. I don't know if I really want to pick on Dust to Dust here. Bring out Renewal. And then I'll recommission. Then we'll start having fun next turn. How's that? I promise. This way, a Galvanic Blast, and we're still in business. I mean, they're going to have 2 of them, but unless they want to respond to it right now with a Bolt, in which case it'll come back again. Tough scenario there. And we all know I've got another one in hand and the other, so it's good times. All right. I'll do this. This will trigger. We'll say yes because that's what it's there for. All right. We're using up all their cards. That's fine with us. I've got all kinds of options next turn. Recommission again. Oh, all right. Well, a little too much. I mean, we've got, look at this. We could blow up that. We can recommission. Sit back on Dispute, Edge of Divinity, come over for, like 8 life gain. So I'm really sold on this list, guys. Usually at this part of the show, I do the old what would you know? And, I don't want to come across like I'm patting myself on the back too hard with this list, but I really feel like this is a good spot to be in. I think we played pretty even with Golgotha Burn, which is the big, bully on the block. Yes, they won 2-1. That first game felt, when we both drew decently, like very winnable. I think it was just like I said, the deck just had a, but yeah, and that's what it does. It's ultra consistent, right? So I think if anything would be picked on, it might be the land base. But again, I really like having so many options of just kind of the duels. And like I said, I really think if you're playing a 2-color list, you really need these indestructible cards against ramp and such. So we saw a lot of room maybe in the Persistent Specimen, but again, we didn't run into any 5/5s. And that was one of the first cards I wanted to cut. But I really like it when games drag long and you start recurring the Knights and you bring these back and things just get out of control. But I really thought by the end of the show I would probably want these to go up in number or eliminate completely. But I really feel like 2. Sometimes you get things right. I mean, there's been plenty of times, I will admit, on the show and everything where I get things completely wrong and we shift things up and or the metagame call was the wrong one. But in this scenario, I really think this is where I'm going to sit on this list moving forward. And the Angelic Renewal, I think I could cut that to 2. But again, I don't know what I would bring in. It might be another land, to be honest with you, just another swamp. Because 20 felt perfect with the draws. 19 was a concession to how many little toys I wanted to play with today. So, but yeah, I'm going to try to do maybe another, what do you call, Brothers War card next week. Maybe not. I know it's something I've always been kind of hesitant to do is, play the new cards right out of the gates. But this time I really wanted to, because when I saw Recommission with Breathless Knight, it's just the redundancy of this, and this is just insane. And I don't really like I'm not saying it's the wrong thing. Like we saw in the round 1 with Orange Mitten or Pauper Tim, where it's a little bit combat trick based and stuff, but I've already given my argument as to why I'm not quite sure about that. We went 3-2. Yeah, we lost to Gates, but it was fog, really. I mean, with rats, we're able to usually kill Gates pretty good, but there was a very roguish build with every fog under the sun. They had the charm, they had Holy Day, white bordered. Ugh, that still hurts. And I would argue, played even with Golgotha Burn, even though we went 1-2. That first game was such a wipeout. But yeah, this list will be below in the chat and YouTube. And again, our uploads moving forward, if you're the first 100 people to see it on YouTube, it's probably not going to be the best quality for an hour or two. I'm just doing that so it gets out there quicker and stuff. So anyway, guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me and keeping this old man happy and interested. We've got, I guess we'll go out with a little removal vid, and we'll see you at the same time next week here on Propaganda. And I'll be online most of the night, as always. If you want to hit me up, I'll probably be playing this too. So anyway, guys, thanks all, and enjoy the list. We'll see you next time.
Welcome to Sideboards Explored, Removal. Curse of Chains can be used as removal in any white and or blue decks. Great for isolating threats like Durmag Angler. Many times it is better to cause an opponent's creature to stay on the battlefield rather than go into their graveyard. Gutshot. Pauper is full of amazing creatures with a 1 toughness backside, and even if you're not on red, paying 2 life to counter a Spellstutter Sprite or do that unexpected prowess damage is nothing shy of awesome. Varrodin Longbow is magnificent for the same reasons Gutshot is, only with the longbow, you get to keep doing it. Gleeful Sabotage is a flexible card versus artifacts and enchantments, allowing a 2-for-1 removal effect for a small amount of tempo loss. It's a great starting point for dealing with artifacts and enchantments. Shenanigans is hate at its finest. This card just keeps coming back for more destructive fun. And all at that low cost of dredging for 1. Snuff Out exemplifies sneaky removal and shines versus Kiln Fiend style matchups. It is wonderful for stopping recursion loop combos, even when tapped out. Oblivion Ring is a great option when you're first creating your sideboard. Since similar decks tend to run Journey to Nowhere main, Oblivion Ring can act as a great backup plan that can target many other threats as well.